Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I just want to take a moment to feature Victor, probably one of the most, if not the most valuable hero for Season 4. Thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video. Dragonheir is my favorite sponsor because it's my favorite game I've played in such a long time. I really enjoy the graphics. They really knocked it out of the park with the new heroes of this season. We are on to Season 4, new season, new heroes, new Otherworld. There's some really killer bosses this time around, and I hope you guys will enjoy. If you haven't already checked out Dragonheir, be sure to download using my link in the description or the pinned comment. It's available on Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, or Epic Games. Now, I know I made a video about Astyon being the best hero for Season 4. I meant as the new heroes that came in, and she's definitely one of them. Her and Perseus are really cool. But a Season 3 new hero here with Victor actually proved to really shine this season. So I just want to talk about Victor today, a little bit of a hero guide, and kind of showcase why he's so valuable. So, Victor. Alright, first of all, let's take a quick look at the aesthetics. Love it. He's really fun in the story with the mecha torque and kind of the continuation of some of the stuff there in the archipelago type areas, right? He's definitely part of the scene, and leading up to all of that extra story, and I don't know. He was a quirky character. And I like when they added the characters from the story actually become playable, so at least he was a familiar face when he joined us. And yeah, let's take a look at him more so for his skills now. So his aura, accuracy by 50 in all battles. I used this so much at the start of this season just to make sure my accuracy was up. It makes it so much easier to build in those first couple weeks when you don't have like good accuracy gear or chests or whatever. His passive marks the enemy when the hero inflicts a debuff on them. The mark lasts the same as the debuff. Healing received by the marked enemy reduces by 35%. The ultimate energy of their healer will also be reduced by 30% as the enemy receives healing. This effect can only be triggered once every 5 seconds. So the thing about Victor is he's kind of good everywhere. So as you can read this, you'd probably say arena, right? Like this is definitely an arena thing. So good. He's going to hinder the healing of the team just in general. Like that's amazing. And it's something I forget about in his kit because I use him so much in PvE that I forget how good he is in PvP as well. All right, his battle skill. Deals fire damage to an enemy, dispels all of their buffs, and removes all of their shields with a up to 100% chance of placing buff prohibition. So shield and buff removal and buff prohibition all on a battle skill? Like, this is amazing. So good. And its recharge time is 10 seconds for a 10-second buff prohibition, so he can keep that up 100% of the time. It's so good. And then his ultimate, full board hit, by the way, full board, damage to all enemies, converts up to 2 of their buffs to a random negative effect, which inherit the remaining duration of the original buffs. After the conversion, if any of the enemies have less than 2 negative effects, there's a 100% chance of inflicting 2 random negative effects. And the effects can be attack penalty, accuracy penalty, blind, buff prohibition, and recharging speed penalty. So he's not like gonna be your reliable attack penalty hero, no, but he can help throw it in there a little bit. We do have to mention that he does have recharging speed penalties sometimes. So if he's placing recharging speed penalty, do keep in mind that it can throw off some speed tunes. It's definitely possible to affect your runs a little bit. Because if the boss all of a sudden has that it's just going to change everything. But honestly, this season, I didn't find that to be too much of an issue. I found his value alone for what he's bringing otherwise to be enough to where I didn't even have to speed tune most of my dungeons, at least to really get some value out of them. So as far as gear goes, obviously he is a damage dealer based on attack. You certainly can deal with any of the damage sets, honestly, any of them, like except for like the derivative one, of course. But this here, when dealing a crit, 10% chance, 10% of the crit damage difference between the hero and the enemy will be converted into damage up. So this would be like if you were building him in a full damage build, maybe less concerned about accuracy. But to be fair, you can get the accuracy on him with something great like the slingshot, which converts the accuracy to even more attack. So this makes you be able to build him with good accuracy and still make him do damage. So I really love the slingshot for him personally. I would not say he's the best candidate for like Witch's Remains because he only hits one time, even though it is full board. He would definitely be a great candidate for the Hourglass, where you're just trying to make him use his skills as often as possible, especially with that amazing battle skill, 100 skill haste. Or the budget version of that, of course, being like the Candle. If you want him to use that battle skill as often as possible, there's a little extra boost here too if you're not going to go with any damage. But what I love about Victor, he's just such a good hybrid character. Where do I use Victor? That's what we want to talk about. So this is my main team for Grave of Venom. It's actually my Grave of Venom. Grave of Venom, but it's actually my Ruins team as well. Same team. Same team. So you can see here, like, I have Victor in just the same thing I showed. And this is kind of the setup. Like, I'm not even tuning this team. So Victor's here at the bottom. He's not tuned. He's just going. The only one that's tuned is Ogok. So that way we could have things fall how I wish for protection regarding the buffs. You know, like, because this is annoying. You don't want to put up a buff and then have the boss immediately dispel it. So I timed Ogok with this in mind, but that's it. That's it. Like, I didn't even time this team, but this team also has another person that removes shields and Chrysos, but you wouldn't need it necessarily. You really wouldn't need it. There's a lot of other heroes now that remove shields as well, so Chrysos as an OP option in here is not the key, but I just kind of want to show you guys where I'm using Victor. So again, Heretical Ruins and Grave of Venom, same team. Grave of Curse, here is Victor yet again. Same team. And I don't even have him tuned. I do have Aladia and Ogok tuned to make sure that there's buffs up when the boss does the ultimate. You want buffs. So he's not going to help with that, but he can help get rid of buffs or shields. Really, really great again. Here we go again. Ancient Battlefield, AB. Look at this one. Who's in the team again? Ancient Battlefield. Yeah, no timings. Team Victor. He's like part of everything I'm doing. So obviously with the pillar stuff, he's going to be great for my original Grave of Venom team. I changed, so this is no longer the team anymore. I'm using the Heretical Ruins team in my Grave of Venom, which is pretty funny. Obviously any of the other like not Flame Domain, he's going to be fine for as well. The AoE hit's really, really helpful. But the other place I want to show him, or I guess why don't I do one of the runs here to just do a little showcase. So we're using his aura right now because it is a nice big fancy aura. So he's just here. I do have Chrysos as my main tank, but yeah, I don't have to worry about timing the shields and if a recharging speed penalty is killing my run, because I have Victor's battle skill. Like, he's just such a good insurance to have that extra battle skill that's going to proc pretty often. It's so good. So, so helpful. Alright, let's let this roll. I wish I could show... It's hard to show when Victor is actually the one with removing the shield, though, isn't it? Because it's his battle skill. We can't see that as visually. Oh, he can, but not as obvious as the ultimates, I mean. But yeah, he removed it again. It's just so helpful to have two people on the team that can handle shields against some of these bosses. So many of these bosses, and the content is very shield and buff heavy this season. So if you have someone that can deal with buffs and shields, it's kind of a no-brainer that he's so good for it. But yeah, we're going to go into some arena as well. I'll kind of quick show what my team is for arena. I haven't really pushed it though. But at least we'll talk about his value there. So this is a slow team because it's not perfectly timed. But you can see the shield going away. It already did there. Victor's just constantly removing the shield with his battle skill in this run. It's a little messy, but it's actually reliable because of that. It's a great team. Obviously I have some super OP people in this team, but without Victor in this team, it's just not as consistent. If Victor was not in the team, I'd have to be perfectly timing Chrysos to make sure the shield's always gone when I need it to be gone, kind of thing. And that's not necessarily ideal. There we go. Let's let this run finish out. It's a slow one, but hey, I'll get there. This is the beginning of the season still, where I haven't really built up a lot of options yet to mix and match. So you're kind of using the same people and everything. And Victor was one of the first people I actually took to like 5-star because I was using him in everything. So I'm just gonna, we don't have to go into arena. There's really no reason to, but let's just talk about arena real quick with Victor. So arena is so heavy in shields, buffs, crowd control, healing, and he kind of can deal with all of that, right? So we already talked about the passive being so strong for arena because literally reduces the healing that the marked enemy receives and the actual healer ultimate energy themselves. It's so cool. But this full board hit to just convert buffs into negative effects, that's got arena written all over it, and it's full board. Full board. Oh, I keep saying it. It's so good. And then again, battle skill is a single target thing, but it's still helping to deal with at least one enemy that could have a bunch of buffs or shield up and help prevent them from getting a buff to help keep them alive. Like, this would likely be the tank that he's attacking, right? So he could be removing buffs from that tank and removing shields from the tank. And that'll help your arena runs very, very well. So let's take a quick look at Victor's inspiration. So if you get inspirations for Victor, are you going to be excited? If you get duplicates? Well, the first part is kind of, reduces the enemy hero's damage taken by when under crowd control. Under control effects, sorry. So, again, more of an arena thing, not really important. The inspiration 2, when the hero's HP is below 60%, heals the hero by whatever. This is good to help keep him alive because he is a melee-based fighter. He's on the front lines, he's gonna be right all up in there. So if he is someone who needs a little bit extra survivability, the inspiration 2 is pretty good. Inspiration 3 helps his damage, crit rate, crit damage. Then we got attack, and then we have reduces control duration. So the first and the last are definitely very arena focused. I feel like his kit was really made for arena, but man, he shines in PvE as well. Let's take a look here. Let's see what the game says, because these are always funny. So he's able to dispel buffs and shields from enemies. His ultimate skill can also convert buffs on enemies to debuffs. And they put him in witches. Bruh, no. So this is the part where I say don't listen to the advice of the game, because this is data from active players. Active players. That doesn't mean they're doing it correctly. And the most active players, the majority of people are going to be less experienced versus, or less developed accounts than super crazy Krakens or highly developed accounts or content creators or whatever. I'm just saying, don't trust the people on this one. So yeah, switches remains is great to go on someone who hits for a full board, but the percentage chance to land is low. So you don't want to put it on someone that just hits one time and that's it. You don't want that for witches remains. if it's the only option in your team, sure, whatever. If someone that needs accuracy and could land a debuff that you're going to want to put that on, okay. But you want to put it on someone else like that's going to hit multiple times. Like I have it on a Styon, or you could have it on a Rose, or Karf as a burn hero. He could be a mixed DPS and debuffer as well. Karf is a much better choice for Witch's Remains. The Hourglass, again, like I mentioned, is really solid because of that, especially with that battle skill going as often as possible. And he's definitely good for Cyril set. Yes, that would be pretty solid as well. Because every time they land debuffs, they increase the attack of the allies. He's going to land a lot of debuffs, that's for sure. So he's definitely a good candidate for that. Yeah. You could definitely use some of those support type funky ones for Arena as well with him. But overall, yeah, I think Cyril set is actually a really good shout for a set that's going to help him shine and enable the team. But you could give him damage sets as well. Again, like that set's not necessarily the best one. This one probably a little bit better. Or no, not that one. Where is it? The other one. When releasing ultimate. Oh no, see, this is the problem. This season is such weird sets. Like this is more for, again, a multi-hit. So this is like a Erich, Tunnelnon, Voresh, Karf kind of thing. Where this set is more about basic attacks. And then the set that's on him right now is a quirky one based on crit damage. So it's kind of hard to judge exactly what that's going to mean in every content, but you're just going to have to do based on your account and what you actually have. So I don't know that there's an obvious answer this season for what's the best set for Victor. I think just maybe Cyril's set and let him be a little bit more supportive with a little less damage. And then whatever extra damage you can throw on him along the way is going to be helpful as well. Plus the Cyril set does bring skill haste, which again is only going to make that battle skill and ultimate happen more often. Yeah, I think that's my choice. If I had to pick, I'd say it's Cyril set for Victor. And then the gloves could still be like the defense penalty ones, the precision. Because if you want him to do a little bit of damage along the way, that's definitely a good choice to do so. But alrighty. Yeah, I love Victor. I think he's a really great hero. I've used him so much this season. He's in my main arena team. Let's see. I haven't really tried to do anything here. Let's see if I just go. So yeah, here's Victor. He's a part of my team, along with kind of the core people I would use. Like I use Cinderella and crit damage with my playing cards actually. But I could actually make Victor be that person, to be fair, as well. But I kind of want Victor to have... We want to use Victor's skills, so I want Victor to have accuracy. I don't want him to just be a damage dealer. But he's definitely a solid part of any arena team. I'm probably going to lose this battle. It's probably not the best example, but love Victor. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Did you guys find strong value in having Victor in your roster? Did you play with him in Season 3 as well? Or did Season 4 become your first time starting to give him a shot? Alright, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Be sure to download via Android, iOS, Mac PC, Steam, or Epic Games if you haven't already. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. And thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video.